What's up? I made this video 2 or 3 times, and I've rewatched it because it's kind of out there. Some of the things that I feel like are maybe things that I should keep close to home, as far as keeping them inside. But this whole video series, A Journey for Strength, is more so an understanding that strength of the mind, strength of the heart will get you much further in life than strength of the body. And I have been strong of body, and at the strongest ever that I was in body, I was still that insecure little boy inside, and what I've realized is that no amount of weight lifted will ever undo that insecurity. It will help because it will change the way you look at yourself and the way that you feel about yourself. But you need to address things that cannot be taken away. Injury removed my strength, and all I was left with was what could have been, what should have been, what might have been in regards to my strength. And that's a terrible feeling. It's a terrible place to be when your identity is, I am Brandon Lilly, the powerlifter. 3 years later, I can say I'm Brandon Lilly. I'm multifaceted. And I know this is going to sound a little strange, but with Valentine's Day, just passing, I've been thinking a lot about the way I feel about things. And I want to share with you that when I was 18 to 20, like up till 18, I don't even know what I was thinking. Like, you kind of think you know it all, and then at 18 you damn sure think you know it all, and at 25 you start realizing that maybe the world's a little different, and at 30 you realize you don't know anything. So like for the last 5 years, I've really started piecing together what I believe and what the parameters of what I believe are, with the understanding that I fully welcome the fact or the idea that what I believe could change in a moment. I've talked about this before, comparing our journey in life to a highway in a car. On the road of life, or in the real world, as I'm driving a truck right now, driving down the road, if I hit a nail, that would derail my trip entirely. It would put me on the side of the road. It would change my entire course. Now, in the road of life, where my brain is the vehicle and my body, experiences the roadway, if I hit that nail and it changes everything I know or everything I've believed to this point, then that should be a good thing. If I believed, for the longest time, I'd never met a gay person, ever. And then one of my closest friends came out, and I was faced with a decision of, do I continue to be ignorant and fearful of what I don't know? Or do I accept this person for who he is and all that I know about him, and just understand that this is a part of who he is? I can't hate this part of him because I love this person for who he is and who he's been to me as a friend. So that was a nail. I remember it clearly when my friend came out to me, and it kind of blew me back because I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to feel. But all I knew was, in that moment, my friend trusted, cared, and loved me enough to share this with me. So that changed my whole perspective. I was like, if my friend is gay, then that's okay with me. Like, I have to understand that my visions or my thoughts of everything before this point were irrelevant. That's an extreme, but that's a very, very relevant case. I remember that day as a turning point in my life. And I look at all this description of love and everything tied to Valentine's Day, and the social pressure for people to act and behave in a certain way. It's conditional. You're conditioned to do these things because it's a holiday. And I'm not saying that it's not a good thing to celebrate, but I'm saying we are conditioned to do things specifically on this day. And I started thinking more about love and what love means and its relationship to how I feel about people. And I reserve the word love for the strongest occasions, okay? I was an English major, so I understand the power and the weight of words. And I'm going to speak to that in a moment as well. But when people come to me and they say, oh, I love this shirt, or I love this pizza, or I love this, or I love that, I get it. That's a societal norm that we have now. But you should really think about the degradation of the word. Love used to only be reserved for the strongest emotion, sometimes reserved in writing for only the married spouse or the child. But now we've dumbed it down into these things that go much, much further. That goes to everything. I love coffee. I love this. I love that. But it's not our fault. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. Because love isn't popular. Being a good person, is not the best thing to do. What are you saying? What am I getting at here? All right. I don't judge. So whatever your beliefs, whatever your actions, if you look in the mirror and you feel good about yourself, that's great. But I'm going to give you a very simple version of what I'm talking about. It is not popular in social media, and I'm not just talking about the internet, I'm talking about movies, television, radio. It is not popular to be the man that surpasses the bar to go home to eat dinner with his family. It is not popular to be the man that bypasses sexual advances and goes home and stays faithful to his wife. It is not popular for a female to be appreciated and cared for because of her thoughts, because of her words, because of her actions over her body. Okay? We sit here and we put value on something that is the most freely given thing in the world. Sex. Sex is everywhere. If you want to have sex, take $100, go to the bar, buy some drinks, sit down and talk to someone, and chances are by the end of the night, you'll find exactly what you're looking for. Now, go to that same bar and try to find an intelligent conversation. Try to find someone that can make your mind get a hard on. Try to find someone that does more for you emotionally than they do for you physically. That's not rewarded. That's what we're all seeking. That's the bullshit that we all say that we're looking for. But really, are our actions showing that's what we want? Are we behaving like that's what we want? Now, I'm not sitting here telling you I'm perfect. I've made a million mistakes. I've made a million wrong turns. But what I'm saying, as I've gotten older, I've hopefully learned from those mistakes, and I've started looking at things in a way that I feel comfortable with moving forward in my life. There are times when I have just been a low down piece of shit, and that's okay. Like, I can't take it back, so I kind of have to learn from it. Now, I can repeat those same actions and make nobody feel good, or I could really look at myself, really ask myself the hard questions, and make hard choices. Is it easier to go down to the bar and find a side piece or a new chick every night? Absolutely. Than it is to go home and be faithful and be, a loving husband, boyfriend, father, whatever. That's not cool. That's not hip. But that, to me, and this, in my understanding, that is what love is. is doing the hard things, making the hard choices for the people that you care about most. And we live in this digital age where communication is instant. Well, that's everything. No wonder that 70% of marriages are falling apart. They say it's 50, but 70% is a little bit more accurate current number, I believe, if you believe statistics. But it seems like divorce is everywhere. And what you see is nothing in our society is repairable. It was a cool job in the 50s and 60s, being a TV repairman, being a Maytag guy that would go in and fix your washer and dryer, somebody that was an appliance repairman. That was a good living. That was an honest living, because when people bought something, it was an investment. They were taught that it was theirs. They were taught that it was earned. They were taught that it was something worth keeping. And now, I had a television and one of the bulbs went out. The television itself, 42-inch, I think it was a 1080, whatever it was $600. And the freaking bulb, one of the bulbs, was $480 before installation. What did I do? Checked the sales ad, went and bought a newer, better TV for $450. That is what we do in relationships. When things get bad, instead of digging in and working and fixing, we buy the newest, latest, greatest model. We go to the greener grass. We fix nothing. So that goes even further to communication. How do you communicate through the hard times? If you never face the hard times, you're never going to learn. And one of the most interesting things, we talk about technological advancement, all these advancements in society, and our language is regressing. I have literally communicated with people via text that cannot give me emotion without emoji. I'll ask, how's training going? How's your world going? How's life going? How's your kids? How's your family? Whatever. And I get a fucking stream of emojis. No words. Like, are you so incompetent at speech, at communication, that all you can do is send me a smiley face with tears? Are you so incapable of talking to a woman and saying, you know what, you're beautiful, there's something that's very special about you, I would love to take you to dinner, I would love to do this or that, and you send a fucking eggplant and a peach? Like, that's what we've become, and it bothers me. It makes me really angry that that's where we're at as a society. And we're talking about, our nation being one of the greatest nations of the world. Nothing in this world will last without love, I promise you. Love is the foundation, and love is the end. Thank you for watching. Comment below, like, share, whatever. But this is the direction that I'm going. I'm sharing parts of myself. I'm sharing my lifting. It's a total journey for strength for me, not just under the barbell. Thanks for watching.